The Kalmyk Loop. Hello everybody, welcome back, and today's little knot, as you heard then, is the Kalmyk Loop, and this is particular loop that comes from Russia from what I understand. That's what my research has shown so far. But as I research this knot a little bit further, check out in the description down below because there will be more information about this. And also I'd like to thank one of my commenters, Clayton Waterman, for bringing this knot to my attention. And if you want to see this knot actually being tested, Alan Lee Knots is also on his site, on his YouTube channel. He's also testing them, and I'll put a link down below in the description to his channel on that as well. Okay, and also the other wonderful thing about this particular loop knot is you don't necessarily have to have access to the end of the rope to actually tie the loop into it. So anyway, without further ado, let's get on and let's get knotting. Okay, so we're going to now tie the Kalmyk loop, but let me just say this, I've already filmed this. This annoys me, this annoys the hell out of me, because I filmed it, I thought everything was done and dusted. Then yesterday, usually after I've tied a knot, learned to tie a knot, I then practice it and play around with it whilst I'm watching TV on a night time. And I discovered a flaw with this particular knot. And what I'm going to do now is, and probably a dangerous flaw as well, not in tying it, but the actual tightening process of it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to tie it and also show you how to tighten it up, because that is rather crucial to this knot's actual design. So anyway, let's get on and let's tie this knot. Right, so as you can see, there is my working end and my standing end is going down towards me in that direction. Here's the object that I'm going to use to actually put my loop around. You can do it without having to go around an object to create a loop, but in this case I'm going to use my jig here, and as you can see I've passed my working end around my stanchion. And then the next thing I do is I'm going to pull a little bit through. You want a little bit on this. And then so as you can see here now, I have got my working end is going around. I am holding it in my left hand and it's going underneath the standing end. I then pass my left hand underneath the standing end. And what I do now is I just take my standing end and I pass a loop over the back of my hand, and so there you go, you can see I've gone round the back of my hand once and formed a loop there. And you can see now here I'm still holding the working end, so what I can do now is let go with the left hand of the working end and just pull my hand up so that, let's just point this out, so that this part here is dropping away and the loop here on my hand is coming up over the top. Then when I've done that, I then get hold of the working end, and in the working end I form a bite, and then what I'm going to do now is pass the bite through that loop where I've just taken my hand out of. And then what I do now is just gently pull up. Now, this is where the crucial bit comes in. And what I've done is, there's a picture should appear there now as well. And also for those of you who are interested, I'll put a link in the description down below so you can see that picture more clearly. But you can see here now, this is the shape of the actual Kalmyk loop. You'll recognise it. Now, the problem that I found is this. If I tighten, when we obviously want to tighten this up now, but if I tighten it up by holding the left hand side, what was happening is as I'm pulling that, what's happening is that I'm pulling it through like so, and then just dress it up nice and tightly, and I think I've done it. And so you can see here now, it looks as though I've nicely tightened up the knot here. But if I go to pull on this now, look what happens. It's a slip knot. And what's happening is it's pulling my bite here. And eventually that will pull through and we've got ourselves a dangerous knot. So When you're tying this, this is what I recommend to you. So you're getting another course on how to tie it. So once again, pass my working end around the object we want to tie it onto, and then get enough of the cordage through, hold it in my left hand, the working end, and then take the standing end and just pass the standing end once around my hand like so. And then when I've done that, I can then let go of my working end here, pull my hand round. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling that loop uppermost, and you can see here, and you'll be able to do this so simply and quickly on hand. And now I take a bite from my working end, pass it through that loop there, and then just gently tighten it up. Now, this is the crucial bit here. This piece here, when we tightened it up by pulling on this side here, what we were actually doing was taking that through underneath and causing the knot not to be a knot, a slip knot. But if I now tighten this up by pulling on this side and on the standing end, you'll see that it tightens up nicely, and we're preserving this S shape that we've got in here. That's what we're looking for, that S shape. And that's where that picture will help you when you're actually learning to tie this. And then now that we've preserved that S shape, as I tighten this up now, you can see here now that we've got ourselves a nice secure loop, and no matter which one I pull, that is not coming undone. And so yeah, it is crucial when you're tightening up, don't pull on that one, is what I say. Don't pull on the left hand one. Always pull up on the right hand one and dress it properly, and then you end up with that nice shape in there. And once again, if you're interested, I'll put a link into Alan Lee's knots, and you can see this being tested on his videos. So anyway, oh, and also the other beautiful thing about this knot, I forgot to say, it is just so quick and simple to undo. And the other thing is, if you have had a lot of loading on it, what you can do is you've got a shoulder there, and on that shoulder, just pull it back like that, and it gives you just a little bit more freedom, and there you go. You've now undone your Kalmyk loop. So anyway, that is the Kalmyk loop. Treat with caution, and until you know how to tighten it up. Tying it is easy, tightening it up is a little bit of a problem. And when I first learnt it, I did it wrong and I couldn't suss it out, and I was following all the instructions, and it turns out it's the way you tighten it is crucial with this particular loop knot. Personally, I still prefer the imitation slipped bowline, but this is another good knot if you enjoy this one. It's quicker. Let's say this one is quicker, but you just have to be a little bit more careful when you're actually tying it. So anyway, once again, thanks very much for watching. And if you want to see more, click on one of these that are appearing on your screen here. And I'll see you again next time. Take care then. Bye-bye.